Hello everybody and welcome back to the Entrepreneurial Library. My name is Jake, I am your trainer, and in this video we're going to be going over medial epicondylitis, otherwise known as golfer's elbow, and I'm going to show you pad placements and movements that you can do using the PRS device. So it's very common to confuse tennis elbow with golfer's elbow. Now the major difference is the medial and lateral. So think of a tennis swing on a backhand, that lateral motion. These muscles on the outside of the forearm are often overused, which would cause that outside or lateral pain, otherwise known as lateral epicondylitis or tennis elbow. Now there is a tennis elbow video that I did in the past. I will leave that in the corner here. You can go ahead and click on that over by Stretch's hand, and you can check that out if you're going through tennis elbow. Now, golfer's elbow is just that. It's that golfer's swing, and a lot of times this internal, this medial portion of these muscles tend to be overused, whether it's the pronator or it's the flexor muscles. So you don't have to be a golfer to experience golfer's elbow. Anytime you're doing a lot of gripping or heavy lifting, so weightlifters tend to go through this. Another case I've seen is a lot of rock climbers. Just because of that gripping motion, you're overusing it, and anytime you're using that muscle, that medial area tends to break down and you experience that internal or medial elbow pain. Now, it's not as common as tennis elbow, but it does exist. So if you are experiencing golfer's elbow, these are going to be the pad placements that you can use to help alleviate that pain. So with this protocol, you can certainly use the 4-pin lead system, but in today's video, I'm only going to use the 2-pin lead system. First, you want to take the black pad, and you want to place the black pad on the inside portion of where your bicep and tricep are, right in the center there, just like that. Next, you want to take the red pad, and you want to place the red pad on the other side of that elbow on the inside portion of your arm, just like that. Now, one of the reasons I'm only doing the one side is, with the wrist, it becomes a little bit easier to turn this up. If you did it on all four, it's kind of hard to control. Again, you can do it on all four, but this is going to be my recommendation for this particular protocol. I'm using the pouch. If you don't have a pouch, you can always check out our store and you can buy one from our store. Otherwise, the clip is going to be just fine. Go ahead and hit that purple power button. Wait for the beep. All right, once we have that beep, let's start to turn it up. Now, we want to just get sensation where we can start to feel it. You notice I'm getting that curling up like that. But I don't want it too much to start off. So this is me naturally. As you breathe through it, now I can start to kind of open this up. If I cannot open my fingers up, you can see I went a little too high. I want to drop this down a little bit. Muscle fatigue will probably kick in quickly on this because it does hit your fingers hard. So I'm going to go down a little bit more. Doesn't require a lot here. The first movement we're going to do is you're going to drop down and you want to bring your fingers down like that. So as you can see, I'm fully extending and then I curl up. Open up down here and then curl up. Squeeze the top, extending down. The next movement, I call them doorknobs. It's basically a pronate and supination. So you just make a fist, and then you're going to drop down and then bring it up. Now, I'm not moving my whole arm like this. So make sure you're planted down on your thigh here, and you're just using your forearm to get this done. Notice where my elbow is at. My elbow does not move. I'm not lifting this up like this. That's a common mistake. Make sure you're not doing that. You want to come here, close down, open up. Down here, you want to pause and pause at the top. Every time, try to emphasize opening up that range of motion here and closing it down here. Open up and then close down. Every time you open and then down to a close, that counts as 1 rep. And then the last movement in this superset is, I call them hammer lifts. So now if you notice, I'm making a fist once again, but I'm not pronated, I'm not supinated, I'm nice and even here. And then I'm hinging down and then bringing it up here. Hinge down and then bring it up. Again, keeping my elbow in place, not moving that around. It's all wrist. And notice they're controlled movements. I'm not going superficially really fast. I'm going to drop here. Get that range as far as you can, really emphasizing that stretch, and then bring it up, same thing, really emphasize that. Pausing at the top, and then pausing at the bottom, and just like the other two, the full rotation is all the way up, all the way down. That would count as 1 rep. So I recommend doing all 3 of these exercises together in a superset fashion. So you go through all 3 of them and then do this 3 to 4 sets, 10 to 15 reps. Again, increasing that output power as much as you can tolerate so long as you're maintaining good form. So this specialty movement is for all you golfers out there. Again, I have everything in placement on that arm that has taken trauma, and I'm gonna go through. It could be on either side. This one happens to be on my right, but it can also be on your left. Again, controlling it on your output power as much as you can tolerate, so long as it's not compensating. You wanna be able to get into your form. So you just get into your golf stance. Now I'm at my maximum tolerance. This one's gonna be a little different. This one I recommend you use a timer, and for 1 minute, we're gonna go over our golf swing. So you wanna go slow. And we go through this motion, looking down and keeping that golf swing in place. And then once we're at that position, we wanna go back and go through the entire golf swing. So that's how that should work. But in that swing, that should take an entire minute to go through that motion. So you want to go as slow as possible, maintaining perfect form if you can with your golf swing. In my case, the form is never perfect, but as perfect as you can in your golf swing. And you want to do 5 sets of that, increasing that output power each time, so long as you can tolerate it, and of course, not compromising form. I cannot promise you that this is gonna help your golf game and playing better, but what I can say is gonna help your swing where you're not gonna be put through pain, and perhaps your golf game will get better as a result. All right, so there you go. There are the pad placements and movements that you can do if you are experiencing golfer's elbow pain. If there's any questions that you have regarding the placements that I showed or the movements that we did or anything else that you would like to see that you don't currently see in the library, feel free to leave in the comment section below, or you can actually reach out to us at info@arpneuro.com. In the meantime, thanks for watching, and this is your Golfer's Elbow Protocol.